I am. How many have had a brain aneurysm?
Maybe not.
How do you know how to embrace that pain and turn it into gold? She tapped into her creativity and started to heal, first by forgiving herself, which she'll tell you more about on this Edge of the Seat session. Carrie is a keynote speaker, fractional employer, brand consultant, resilience coach, and founder of the Unbreakable Life movement. She's spoken at various events across the United States and recently landed a top spot in the Global Next Speaker Tournament. And she inspires her audience to stop playing small, shine a light on radical self-acceptance, and turn their pain into gold. Carrie walked through fire and became the light. She says you don't just survive, you transform, and you can do the same. Ladies and gentlemen, get ready to open your minds and your hearts and raise your frequency as you welcome the master of dance.
Okay, now that we're all warmed up and we've increased our frequency, give it up for Jim for putting this event together and bringing all of us together. I am super excited to be here. Now, like many of people who you will hear from today, they've written a book or 6 or 8, and I have not, but I am an open book. So you get something different. You get authenticity and transparency because that is the way that I know how to be. Took me a long way to get there. Now, this does come with a warning. Some of what I'm about to talk about, it is not PG-13. So, if you are at all offended by anything that I say, I'm sorry. I will apologize in advance. So, one of my most pleasurable experiences of my life almost killed me. What I thought was a blinding orgasm was actually a brain aneurysm.
Whoa, that's terrible.
Okay, so I want to take you back to where it all started. So I was married for 20 years, and I never thought I would get divorced, but I did.
It happens.
It happens, right? How many people have been divorced? Yep, quite a few people, right? Or you know someone who's been divorced. Absolutely. And so it had been about a year since I had even had male attention and touch, even a hug, would have sufficed at that time. But I was at a pool one day at a luxury apartment complex in Tulsa, Oklahoma. My friend was kind enough to give me his key fob so I could go over there and spend all the time I wanted because I am solar powered.
Yes.
And I happened to be unemployed at the time, and I was in between jobs for a year and a half. So I had a lot of time on my hands. So I'm at the pool one day. It's 80 degrees. It's beautiful, nice breeze. I've got my sexy heart shade sunglasses on. I'm loving life. And I spot a man across the pool. Okay. Now, this man was playing what I could only describe as Miami club music. And if you know anything about me, which you've probably figured out by now, I love to dance. And bold new me, divorced new me, was like, put yourself out there. Go talk to him. Introduce yourself. What's the worst that could happen? So I did. And we locked eyes across the pool. And that was my opportunity to say hello. So we started chatting, and then we exchanged phone numbers, and then we were texting back and forth. And of course, I knew that an invitation was eventually going to show up to come hang out at his apartment. Now, my intuition was saying, Carrie, don't do it. Don't do it. Red flag, red flag, red flag, red flag, red flags all around. Did I listen? No. Of course I didn't. So for the better part of a week, I went over to his place and we hung out together. Now, the last time that we were together and I had an orgasm, I opened my eyes and there was a flash of light behind my eyes. And all I could see was darkness. And I knew at that moment in time, something was so terribly wrong. And I said to him, Todd, because that was his name, I can't see.
Oh, no.
And you know what he said to me? Just give it 20 minutes and see if your eyesight comes back.
20 minutes.
So I did what anybody would rationally do who was in that situation. I went to the ER.
Good.
No, I took a shower because I thought water is healing and my eyesight is going to come back in the shower. And it did. And after that, I got out of the shower and I went up to the mirror for whatever reason and I did this. And I couldn't feel my face. So I started pinching up and down this side of my arm, and I could feel everything on this side. Started pinching up and down this side, and I couldn't feel anything on this side, including
Your leg.
my leg. So again, I decided, yeah, it's probably smart to go to the ER. No, I called my twin sister, and I was like, hey, Lisa, I know that you've had a mini stroke before. Can you tell me what your symptoms were?
Oh, God.
So after getting off the phone with her, I just wanted to get out of there. I wanted to go home. And I remember sitting on the floor in this guy's bedroom, and I was trying to put my shoes on, and I had no manual dexterity. I just couldn't tie my shoelaces. So I knew I couldn't go anywhere yet. And he said to me, why don't you just come back to bed?
Oh, my God.
And I was like, well, he said, why don't you come back to bed and take a nap? And I was like, well, that sounds good because I'm tired. So I get back into bed. And then he says to me, please don't die inside of my apartment.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
Nice guy. Those red flags.
Right?
And then he said, if you feel like you need to go to the ER or you want to go to urgent care, whatever that is, my roommate can take you. He'd be happy to drop you off.
Drop me off.
Because he didn't drive at night.
Whoa.
Okay.
Quality.
So I eventually go home. Everything's self-corrected on my body. I go home. I call up my girlfriend the next morning. I'm like, hey, this happened to me last night. She goes, oh, Carrie, do you think you were drugged? And I was like, huh. It's not beyond the realm of possibility because he did tell me that he had an entire bag of mushrooms in his bathroom.
Oh, my God.
So maybe. So 2 days later, I went to urgent care.
Girl.
And they ran tests. Everything was inconclusive. They're like, well, we didn't see anything. So go ahead and follow up with your regular doctor. So I contact my regular doctor, schedule a virtual appointment with him.
Virtual.
Virtual, yeah. Because, apparently like 2 weeks later, because, he didn't think it was that urgent either. And in between all of this time, I have time to think. And I'm thinking, well, what would have happened if I would have died inside of his apartment? Would he and his roommate have taken my body and rolled me up in their oriental carpet like a breakfast burrito and thrown me in the trunk of the BMW? driven me out to God knows where in the outskirts of Oklahoma,
Oh, no.
dug a shallow grave, tossed my body inside, and then I become a case of unsolved mysteries. Because that's how I was thinking. Okay, so there was still time in between this appointment. So I went and saw my holistic doctor, and she tested my body. She's very kinesiology, that modality. So she tests my body, asks yes, no questions. And she asks, was this a spiritual attack on your body? And my body says yes. So I'm like, great, what does that mean? How is that even possible? I don't know. I'm spiritual, but I don't think I've ever been spiritually attacked before. Well, congratulations. It was your time. And then I went to a Reiki practitioner and had some energy work done. And she told me this was not an attack from anything in your current lifetime. This was an attack from something that happened lifetimes ago. So unless you clear what happened a long time ago, this will continue showing up in your body in other ways impacting your health. So I'm like, great, now I gotta heal ancestral trauma? Like, okay. So I finally go to the appointment and my doctor scheduled an MRI. And if you've ever had an MRI, you get in the machine and it's like a conveyor belt. It goes, zzz, brings you all the way back, and then it goes tick, 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 super loud, and then it's over with. So I get that done. And then I go to Target because retail therapy at that time just sounded like a good idea. And I get this ding on my phone, your test results are ready in my chart. I was like, wow, that was fast. It was like an hour ago that I had that. And so I open it up and I read it, and I don't understand all the Dr. gobbledygook. So I call my girlfriend, who is a nurse practitioner, and I read her everything. She goes, oh, Carrie, I'm really concerned about you. I said, well, why? And she goes, you had a brain aneurysm. Oh. And all I could do was drop to the floor and sit in the middle of the aisle in Target with tears pouring down my face. Because number one, I had been divinely protected. A lot of people don't survive brain aneurysms.
Yes.
And number two, okay, well, now what do I do? What comes next? And so because of that experience, I started taking a hard look at the choices that I had been making in my life. Like, I never should have been with that guy in the first place. Like, what was I thinking? Obviously, I wasn't. And so I had to practice radical self-acceptance and get back to me. Now, how does this pertain to all of this? I know this is a wildly entertaining story. How many people have been through something difficult, like by show of hands, a job loss? You know, maybe it was a cancer diagnosis. Maybe it was the loss of a loved one. Perhaps it was a former boss berating you in front of other employees and making you feel less than. So we all have certain things, pain, trauma that we have carried within us. And we just need to let that go and heal through it. Now, I want to share the example of how I did this. And this wasn't even when I had a movement or had created, before I created the light journey. I went through this myself and I experienced it. So I quit a job that was sucking the life out of my soul. And I did that this past January. How many people, thank you. How many people have ever been on a soul-sucking job? Yes, so many of us. So I know you can relate to this. My choice was to quit or to get fired because I knew that if I stayed, they would ask me to go eventually. Because spirit or God, whatever you believe in, will show you certain things when you're not in alignment. And the lessons get harder the more you go against your intuition. So I quit. And I didn't have anything lined up. No parachute, nothing. Now I was able to collect unemployment because they were in the wrong. So that was lovely. And I was on TikTok. And then I got kicked off of TikTok. And I'm like, really? God, why? Why? I can't be on TikTok now? Because impersonating someone? Well, I wasn't impersonating anyone. I didn't violate any of their terms and conditions. Okay, so that led me to spend more time on Facebook. And I ran across this global speaking competition called The Next Top Speaker. And I was like, well, I like to speak. I like to be on stage. I have stories to tell. I've always been told, tell your stories. So I entered on a fluke. And I landed in the top 10.
Good for you. Way to go.
Thank you. So I knew that that was an awakening and that was leading me towards my path and my spiritual gift being my voice. So I shared that story of transformation where I took my pain and my trauma from that situation. I was able to alchemize that and I was able to turn that into gold. And you can do the same. Like just close your eyes for a minute and picture something in your mind. Like what is it that you want to release, that you can let go of? Just think about that. And I'm going to share with you how you can do that. So my movement was built out of what I experienced called Unbreakable Light. And light is the journey that I went on. So L does not stand for loser, like a lot of people say it does. L stands for love. You have to love yourself. I clearly did not love myself. I didn't have that self-worth. And I had to figure out, how do I love me? I mean, especially being in a marriage for 20 years. Like, I don't know, how do you love yourself? I always thought I loved myself, but apparently I didn't. So figure out how to come back to yourself and give yourself love before you love anybody else or give love to any other areas in your life. Love yourself first. Okay? I stands for ignite. Once you start loving yourself, there will be a fire inside of you that starts to ignite, especially as you come back to yourself and you embrace your authenticity and you have radical self-acceptance. It's a really unique experience. So for me, there was just something inside me that wanted to be birthed. I didn't know what it was. I had no clue. And then G is forgive. Oh, now you have to forgive yourself. That's part of loving yourself. You have to forgive yourself. A very wise friend of mine said to me once, he said, you have to forgive yourself for what you didn't know. So make sure that you do that in the L portion of it. Now, G stands for give. You want to give to yourself. Now, what does that look like? That could be being out in nature more often. It could be going for a walk. It could be spending more time with your friends. It could be picking up a hobby. It could be gardening. There's so many different ways that you can give back to yourself. And you don't have to spend a lot of money giving to yourself. I mean, heck, there's so many different people you can learn from. All the speakers here are great examples to follow. So give to yourself. Now, for me, the way I gave to myself is through doing yoga. I hated yoga. I didn't want to do yoga, but I found a yoga instructor who created an experience with every class. And like, that's what I needed. And it was life-changing. And then I started working out 3 days a week. I'm like, I hate working out too. God, why am I doing this? Feeding my body, mind, and spirit, because that's what I knew I needed to nurture myself. So that's giving to yourself. Oh, and dancing. I mean, dancing is my my thing. It's my meditation. I can't meditate like normal people meditate. And dance is an ancient form of meditation. So I dance every single day. So in that give phase, that's what it looked like. Now, that leads us to H, which is healing. Now, in that healing phase, the biggest thing that I learned from not having emotions for 20 years is that you have to release them. You need to have an outlet to release your emotions. And that can look different for everybody. Everybody has a different path on their journey. It could be journaling, it could be screaming at the top of your lungs, it could be shattering glass. Like, I love to just sacred rage and let that out and just smash glass. That's so much fun. And so the biggest thing there is you have to feel in order to heal. If you don't feel it, you cannot heal it.
Yep.
That is the biggest lesson that I learned. And I cried daily, probably 3 or 4 times a day for 2.5 years straight. Why? I gave up asking why. I just let it happen. Because you have to feel it to heal it. And that is a very easy thing to remember because it rhymes. Feel it to heal it.
Sounds like a dance.
Feel it to heal it. Feel it to heal it. I like that. And so through all of that, that takes us to T, which is transform. And working through the light journey, you can absolutely transform your life and whatever it is that you need to let go of. And like I said, our journeys are all completely different. Now, my brain aneurysm was small in comparison to a lot of other things that have happened in many people's lives. But my awakening from that experience was massive. So what if the pain, the greatest pain that we are carrying is our greatest awakening? I mean, that is so powerful. So I encourage every single person to look at what you are carrying. You know, there's such a thin veil and line between performance and presence and pleasure and performance. And we need more awakened humans and individuals. We don't need more stressed out, burned out people who are just fast asleep. And healing, it's 1 step forward, it's 2 steps back, and then it's a cha-cha. I don't know how to cha-cha, but I appreciate your time, and go out there and become an unbreakable light. Turn your pain into gold. Oh, and I do have an offer from the stage. So if everybody will take out your cell phone, you can scan my QR code. And for today only, for Jim's event, $49 for my light journey. I would love to be able to go on this along with you. That would be amazing. I'd love to hear about your transformation, what you go through, and to share that. You can connect with me on LinkedIn, on TikTok, on Facebook. And if anybody wants a copy of the Unbreakable Light song, please let me know. I am happy to share that with you. It's not on Spotify.
Carrie, what happened to your aneurysm? What happened? It's
It's over.
It's done.
I was just curious. Good.
I didn't have any side effects.
Good.
Thank God.
Thank God, right? Yeah, still here.
Now when you hear pit bull, do you start to twitch?
No, but the first time I had an aneurysm after, no, first time I had an orgasm after that, I was concerned.
I would be
I bet.
Thank you.